What is up? As promised, this is my unboxing video for CERT Trinidad's first aid kit. Hi, I'm Alina from thehonestguest.com, and to complement my recently finished CERT virtual training, I bought their first aid kit. If you're at a loss as to what CERT is, how I came up with unboxing this, go check out my previous video on virtual CERT. I'll leave it in the description box below. So what I'm basically going to do is unbox the first aid kit that I purchased from my regional corporation essentially, and I'm going to kind of attempt to reconstruct it with items I got from Pennywise in order to establish if I got good value for money, if I could have built it on my own without purchasing their kit. So unlike some of the videos you may have seen where CERT participants in the US, after completing their how much ever hour long training, get a CERT pack, we here in Trinidad have to purchase all of our supplies. So, I mean, apart from the 30 packs that they promised after training for those who scored really high on the assessment, the rest of us have to purchase our supplies from scratch. Just a small disclaimer, I was under no obligation to purchase CERTs, Trinidad CERTs, let me make that clear, kit. I decided to do it on my own to jumpstart the process of acquiring stuff for my go bag. Would have used in training. For copyright purposes, obviously, I'm not going to go into much detail, but the version is August 2019. So on page 133, it basically outlines the very basic supplies that a CERT volunteer needs to act in a case of an emergency when called out. And those items are 6 4x4 gauze dressings, 4 abdominal pads, 4 triangular bandages, band-aids, no limit or minimum requirement, roller bandage, same, but I noticed it says roller bandage, not bandages, and any personal medications that a CERT member may need during deployment. I think this is of particular importance that they specify that the medications are for the CERT member, because in my first aid training, I would have been told that even first aiders, which I think in terms of medical treatments is a step above CERTs and what they could do, cannot administer over-the-counter medication, much less prescription medication. So the medication that you carry is not to be given to anyone besides yourself. I googled First Star, the brand that I saw embossed on the first aid kit, and all their supplies in there branded this. I just wanted to have a baseline to compare the contents to, so at least an item listing. It's good information to know that the kit is worth between $6.88 and $9. To me, seems pretty cheap, I guess. But clearly, it's something meant to be purchased in bulk. 1,000 pieces minimum order. It's crazy. So it gives some dimensions. It says it's for 2 to 5 people. There is a ISO 9001 branding there. So this is the kit itself. It looks a little bit different at first glance. The insert looks a little bit different, the way the things are packaged. And there is, I don't know, the front of it looks different minus the CERT branding. Okay, so it says it's fashionable, well prepared, guarantees best medical service for your family and children. Transparent cover enables easy access, but this like a baby kangaroo in the pocket of another adult kangaroo. A small plaster kit with compact items for common use. Okay, the picture doesn't reflect that. When we unbox it, I guess you'll see. Brackets used for design, to be hung on the wall, or just stand steadily on the floor. Okay, cool. This is what I wanted. The contents: 1 CPR mask, 1 emergency blanket, 2 conforming bandages, 1 metal forceps, 1 first aid dressing, 1 triangular bandage, 2 gauze swabs, 1 pair of scissors, 1 pair of safety gloves, 1 roll surgical tape, 3 cleansing wipes, 3 soap wipes, and 24 adhesive bandages. Interesting. There's nothing here that says that it's recommended by CERT. It's made specifically for community emergency response. It's marketed as a 2 to 5 person family kit. So that's interesting. So here's the kit. It's made out of this brittle type of plastic, clear plastic, you know, that type of plastic that if it falls it might just break. Yeah, definitely this might be subject to scratching and cracking and can't take too much wear and tear. On the back of it there is a removable plate. I guess you put some screws in here, you mount it to a wall so you can remove it afterwards. Okay, so let's see what's in it. So the little kangaroo pouch they was talking about was this thing. It's just with the CERT logo. It's like a plastic. And it has bandages that look kind of old. So there are regular bandages in groups of 5. They seem to be okay, in pretty good shape. And these look like knuckle bandages. I don't know if you can see. Okay, inside. Here's a little press locking mechanism, and I've seen on the website that this is able to stand up, like sit up. Starting from this side, a blunt tip, tweezer, metal, pair of small scissors, 2 2-inch bandages. All seem to be in good condition. First aid dressing pad, gloves, emergency blanket, triangular bandage, sterile gauze swab, 2, CPR barrier, expired, 3 soap wipes, also expired. Cleansing wipe, which really is sodium chloride and water in a wipe, also expired. And then there's this kind of plastic insert, like, you know, like those things that you get with a new toy or electronics. Yeah, basically one of those. Just a molded piece of plastic that may fatigue after a while. So these were the items in the kit that were actually expired. Why would you sell somebody a kit with expired things? Fortunately, none of them are recommended in the basic supply list for CERT. I don't think that CERTs are trained to be official first aiders, so CPR may be out of the question, and I don't even know what the new updated training regulations or training content for first aiders would encompass now with COVID. So I don't even know. This is expired, so I'll just open it and see what was in it. Person's mouth and filter. Okay. Don't know how effective that is for protecting me against COVID-19. Just looking at the packaging, it does not look silver. Yeah, there may have some, actually looks white. So it doesn't have it's not one of those things that would expire, but let's see if it's actually expired. This is not, well, here's some silver. Okay. We have silver corners. So this is amazing. It's just, all the silver is just gone. All that it exists now is the border. Like, wow. It's like actually transparent. You could see what's through it. This is not good. This is not good. Like, all the way around. Wow, I have to dump this. I can't do anything with this. Plastic. What am I gonna do with this? This is soap wipe. Pure water and soap. Expired 2012, January of 2012. It smells, I guess it smells like wet ones. Just like watered down wet ones. This is a wet wipe. Cleansing wipe solution with water and NaCl. NaCl is salt. 1 milliliter water contents for 9 milligrams of salt. So this is just like saline wipes essentially. It's still moist. I don't know if the saline is actually in it. I wouldn't want to try it out because of how old they are. But I can't. What a waste. Okay, let's talk about Pennywise. 100 assorted bandages, $9.95. 4-inch gauze pad, $1 each. I have two. 2-inch gauze swab, $1.40 each. I have two. Small pair of scissors, $14.95. Metal blunt tip tweezers, $8.50. 2-inch crepe bandage, $3.50. 3M micropore tape, $4.85. 0.9% saline solution, $7.50. Triangular bandage, $4.50. Box of medical gloves, $53.95. I should have gotten nitrile, picked these up by mistake. Hand sanitizer, $8.50. I'm listing the items as outlined in Firstar's website, and while I'm doing that, I'm also listing the quantities of the items as they would have put it on the site also. Then I write the cost of the items. I would have matched in pennywise, as close to it as possible. I wouldn't have gotten everything. You would have noticed I use 4x4 gauze pad, saline solution, and hand sanitizer, and got the cost of the others from Amazon, which totals $97.10. I crossed the things that were expired out, which would have totaled to $40.85 worth of expired items. I subtract that from the total, and the kit costs $56.25, so it's actual worth value. So then, based on FEMA's minimum first aid requirements, I also try to do a tally of the basic CERT items minus over-the-counter medications, my medications. So again, I added on a few things, and things like gloves were not included, neither were things like hand sanitizer, which I think is basic in addition to what they would have asked for. Also, abdominal pads was not something included in Trinidad CERT's kit. I did not happen to find any in Pennywise, but they were $48 TT for 4 on Amazon, but I'm sure I could get them locally. I've seen people use feminine products, sanitary napkins and tampons, but there's a debate as to how hygienic and sanitary they are for this type of application. So then I do a total tally, and I've estimated that their basic requirements are $88 for CERT's minimum standard first aid requirements, which varies from the actual value of the kit that I had. So I ended up paying $13.75 more than the items in the kit were actually worth. To make matters worse, some of the items in the kit were not prescribed by CERT. A CPR mask is definitely out of the question. It's beyond the scope of CERT medical operations. Only first aiders upward could administer that type of care. Saline solution, yeah, that's fine, but it's not essential. Something like tape wasn't even in the kit, and it was listed as an item. So I really felt cheated. So I mean, the long and short of it is this: I don't think I got good value for money. I think I would have been comforted in the fact if they removed the expired items altogether and somehow tricked me into thinking that, I don't know, I would pay $70 for one roller bandage, a pair of scissors, stuff like that. But I feel like I was ripped off. I feel like it was a lack of care on the part of whoever was in charge of procuring these things. Looks like it was purchased years ago. If the expiry dates are 2012, year of manufacture could have been, I don't know, prior to 2010 even. I don't know, it was just a lack of care. Just take the expired stuff out. It doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. So the kit overall, to me, apart from the expired items, never really made sense. The design of the kit, the type of plastic it is, doesn't lend itself to wear and tear. The dimensions of the kit, I foresee that it's going to take up a lot of space in the bug out bag that I'm going to make. The only positive thing I think in the kit would be the design, where when you open it, everything is in one layer. You don't have to go under things or remove things to access it. But even if I were to repurpose that kit, I'd have to take the plastic insert out because it's molded specifically for the items that came with it. So I know for a fact the abdominal pads are not going to fit in it. I could fit the basic CERT items in a Ziploc bag. I've seen videos with it. I'll post one in the description. So I wouldn't feel comfortable pretty much going out in the field with something like that in addition to my bug out bag. I think it would slow me down as opposed to aid in what I'm supposed to do. So definitely on all ends, even if it did have everything in it, no, I wouldn't recommend getting it for this purpose. If it's going to mount to a wall, if you're going to keep it at home, perhaps even in your car, yes. For CERT, but overall, it's an excellent course. It was an excellent experience. I'm excited to put the things in practice. I mean, I would have expressed in my last video the drawbacks of doing this type of training in a virtual environment, but nonetheless, I am very optimistic on what skills I've learned from this course. So if you've liked this video, do what all YouTubers would tell you to do. Comment, like, subscribe, do it if you want to. But until next time, thanks for watching.